Welcome in everybody to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is the Q&A live stream. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia with me, of course, is the Welsh, and it's all of you, the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's been a few hours since leading off, and we said, you know what? We just can't get enough baseball, so let's do more of it, Welsh. I can't wait to answer everybody's questions, and of course, I can't wait to see Nick Kurtz play tonight and hit a home run for me because I am manifesting the Nick Kurtz dinger. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for Nick. From seeing, I could see him the first time he was in an A's uniform during the AFL, I believe it was, that he made his debut. And I don't know, maybe he was in the minors before that, but in my eyes, it was the very first time ever. And getting to see him a ton, I'm super excited. One of the best minor leaguers out there debuts it. Yeah, as you would mention and say, the cockles are fully set for a big, they're warm. They're warmed up for a nice big minor league top prospect debut. It's something I've loved for years. I remember BJ Upton when he made his debut and got called up. Like it was like MLB Network cut away to watch it. Like I love big prospect debuts.
Yeah, remember the Justin Upton debut too. I remember Justin Upton. What could have been? I love Justin. Be a much bigger star.
It was one of the most exciting. I met him when he was a rookie. I mean, he was a shortstop, moved to the outfield. I thought he was going to be a superstar. Yeah, levels of like what you're seeing out of Acuna. I mean, don't ask Snitker, but like what Acuna is, I thought Justin Upton was going to be.
Yeah, there's nothing like a manager who hates his best player. All right, let's start off with back-to-back. Simeon dropped in a head-to-head points league. Just pick him up. I don't care who you have to. Just pick him up. Yes. I don't care who you got to drop. Yes, just do it.
Yeah, points league is a little bit less, but yes.
I don't know. No. I play in points league. Simeon's just fine. He's just fine. So add him right now. And of course, if you're watching, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 30,000 subscribers. Ring the bell till that goes ding. And let's get your questions here on the channel. Let's get some more starred questions here. Let's start with Roxana Torres. ESPN points, 3 keepers. My lineup is Adley, Naylor, Marte, Paredes, O'Neill, Cruz, Jordan. Well, we'll just be patient with Jordan. Randy, Butler, Santander. It's a good team. My best pitcher is Wheeler. Should my 3 keepers be Adley, Marte, and Wheeler? No, because for me, I'm not big on keeping catchers. Welsh. Marte and Wheeler, I'm good with. Alvarez would be far and away the best asset here. I mean, are you in agreement with me?
No doubt. Yeah, I'm not keeping single catcher leagues. I'm not keeping a catcher. To be honest with you, if I was in a 2-catcher league and I only kept 3 keepers, I'm still not going Adley over there. Jordan is going to get right. He'll be fine. Lawrence Butler is going to push everybody as well. He's going to push some of those guys. I mean, Ketel's coming back here very soon. Saw him the other day. He started to hit. He hit live. I think it was against Kevin Ginkel. I mean, we are getting close in there. It's a very, very good question, but no. And also a reminder, you guys want to make sure your questions are answered because as the chat goes on, we just start steamrolling. We got super chats. You guys can super chat in. Goes to the top of the line. We'll immediately go to your question. It is guaranteed responses when you super chat here. Just want you all to know as this bad boy keeps rolling.
That's how I go to the top of the queue. By the way, Butler so far this year, 23 games, 3 homers, 6 ribbies, 5 steals, hitting 279, 816 OPS. It's where I want him to be. I mean, that's pretty much picking up.
He's just trying to ramp up right now. Yeah, he's just ramping up.
It's an improvement over last year's numbers already, and last year's numbers were pretty spectacular for a guy of his age. Let's get to, here's another one. What are your thoughts on Dustin Harris? Well, do you have any thoughts on Dustin Harris?
Minimal. Harris has been the guy that can kind of move around. Like, is ironically the Rangers have been giving just a little bit more playing time across the board. Like Josh Smith has gotten it. We've seen Dustin Harris out there. Dustin Harris had some glimmers in the minor leagues, currently hitting 300, which is actually pretty impressive. I'm not big crazy on the profile. He's over 30% strikeout rate. So, Evan Carter is going to kind of push back in the near future. I think once he's right, they're just going to kick Dustin Harris to the curb. You'd have to be in a really, really deep league to consider Dustin Harris. But maybe if you're in like a 20-team league, he is getting playing time right now. But I think things are going to come back down.
Let's move on to another question here. The next one here we've got is from Braden. I've got 5 outfielders: Butler, Alvarez, Langford, Adolis, and Trout. Okay. Which 2 should I try to move for an upgrade in the outfield? And who could I realistically get? Well, I don't know what you're going to upgrade much more here. You've already got Butler and Langford. That's pretty good. Trout's played great. Garcia will turn things around. I mean, What's the upgrade here? We're moving.
If
to the
Adolis
Judge
is your
Soto
number,
territory?
Adolis is your number 5
Yeah.
outfielder. If you've got Jordan, Langford, Butler, and Trout, that's a 4 that I don't know how you upgrade. Adolis as a number 5 is pretty great. Probably not. I completely agree. Unless someone's like, hey, if you give me Langford and Trout, I'll give you Carroll. Like, I just don't see how you're going to upgrade. So if I
Trout would be the guy that I would move. You know that. You know how I feel about that? Like, that's the guy that I move. If, like, let's say maybe Braden misspoke and he wants to upgrade pitching. Trout is the guy right now. He look, every year we go through this. Every year it's a disappointment. If I'm wrong, okay. But Trout is the asset that I would move. He's got, what, 8 home runs now? 9 home runs?
Yeah, he's still hitting under 200 though. So
I know, but again, you look at the expected batting average; it's higher, right? It's in the 260s. So he would be the first guy off the island. But this is a really good outfield. I'm like with Welsh. I don't see where you're upgrading this one at all. Next one here. Michael wishing me a happy Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day to you, Michael. Raw After Mania was very good.
What is a Rusev Day?
Rusev is a wrestler for WWE.
No, I know that. I know that.
Back. Rusev Day was kind of like a little gimmick for a while, but I think we're gonna get more of the Redeemer, which I like. That is a darker character. So I'm here for it, Michael.
You know what? I did watch a little bit. I told you of WrestleMania, and I will tell you this.
It's very disappointing.
It sucked. I'm like any old school guy, like I grew up with, I really like. I'm not super big into a lot of the newer guys. The women's division is pretty great. And what's her name with the black hair is phenomenal. I give up. No, the other one. The biker.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, okay.
Give up my life for her. But the one that I really like is Joe Hendry. I loved the Joe Hendry
Say
thing.
his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I love the bit. It's
a great bit.
It was great.
Self-made guy. Loved the Joe Hendry. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Good to chat for you here. Let's get to Jacob's question. Hi, everyone. I just traded Michael King, Michael Harris, and Spencer Torkelson for Hunter Green, Matt Chapman, and Mason Wynn. Did I win this trade?
I would say no. I
really like Hunter Green, but I'm going to say no, too.
That's not a win.
Why do you say no?
Well, okay, so play the game I like to do. Let's just arguably say that Hunter Green and Michael King cross-cancel each other.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Even though I would give the little slight edge to Hunter Green.
I was going to say, I'm going to give the edge to King, because he's had full season of Green.
But with this game, win for Torkelson just straight up is Torkelson. Win has not been good. He's hitting at the bottom of the lineup. Torkelson is stabling out. That's not a win. And Michael Harris over Matt Chapman, without question. You're not even a Michael Harris guy, and he's still pushing as a 2020. Every element, if you just break it down singularly, is on the green, is on the Torkelson, Harris, Michael King side. Oh, I guess I was reading that wrong. The Hunter Green side goes, I like the Hunter Green side over King, but the other two I think are aggressively on there. I think King, Harris, and Torkelson was the side that you wanted.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he got crushed on the trade. If Mason Wynn picks things up, I think it'll be fine. And I understand, like, maybe you don't believe in Torkelson. Okay, that's fair. We've seen him bottom out before, and, you're selling Michael Harris off at the lowest point, so that's always tricky. But
you could look at it, to your point, like take Tork and Mason Wynn off the trade, trading Michael King and Michael Harris for Hunter Green and Matt Chapman. You're not wrong. It's not you didn't get destroyed or smashed. You got the little slight upgrade.
It might end up working out. If Hunter Green becomes just elite strikeout guy for the entire season, then maybe you end up winning this trade. But on paper right now, with track record and history, I go the other way. Angel Hernandez. I can't believe you actually found the chat, Angel. Usually you can't really, not good at locating things. Keep Mitchell Parker or Eduardo Rodriguez.
Eduardo's super obnoxious. I bet on him today, so he's 100% going to have the bad version of him. That's what he does. His strikeout rates are crazy right now. He's just, if you are a bottom half strikeout, he's destroying you. So I'll go with Eduardo over Mitchell Parker, but they're probably both expendable if things start to fall apart. Eduardo's also got injury issues.
Deuce has a great question here. Would you drop either Austin Hayes or Jason Dominguez for Kurtz? It's funny, we were just talking about Austin Hayes, whether or not we were going to add him to the waiver wire video, which we just shot, which will be out tomorrow. And I said, I don't want to add him to this waiver wire video because, the 29-year-old guy, 30-year-old guy, we've seen him have little spurts before, but nothing's ever stuck with him. He would be first guy off the island for me because Dominguez still has, to me, a much more glorious potential upside if things start clicking for him. Now, that's an if, but either for Kurtz I'm fine with, but Hayes would be the first guy for me, despite the fact he's been more productive.
We're in a really weird state of like, you can still
Jasson
kind of
Dominguez funk is real right now. Like people are really kind of
it doesn't look good. 32% strikeout rate is pretty bad. He's hitting 216. His XBA is not telling a better story, but he is hitting the crap out of the ball. He's getting it in the air, but he's just not making a ton of better decisions. Also, if we look at pitch types here, 241 against fastballs. It's better than last year, but he's regressed against breaking pitches and he got better against off speed. So I actually think there's some hope there. But what I was going to say is like, we're in this weird place where we can still kind of future project where it's like, well, there's still enough season that I kind of want to bank on Jasson Dominguez. Austin Hayes is a really great pickup right now and he's playing well, but it's a very crowded team and I'm just not sure the playing time. And I just would rather have the upside of Dominguez if he clicks, and you have to have Kurtz. Like, even if Kurtz doesn't work out, I don't think you're going to like sleep poorly at night because you dropped Austin Hayes for Nick Kurtz. So I would drop Hayes for Kurtz.
All right, let's get to the next one here from Logan. Logan, Pete Fairbanks and Bogarts for Bibee and Pena.
Fairbanks, Bogarts, Bibee, Pena. That side.
Okay, very good. That was very efficient of you.
Easy.
Next one here is Brian's question. Should I trade Kevin Gausman for Tommy Edman? No. Is Tommy Edman going to hit 60 home runs this year? I don't care. Like, he kills the Cubs. That's
you say
great.
16 or 60?
Right. Exactly.
Well, no, which one?
He's not going to hit 60 home runs this year.
Well, you don't need him to hit 60 to be
worth
worth it, though.
Well, I'm just saying, like, Kevin Gausman looks right to me for the first time in a long time. I am not trading Kevin Gausman, a durable starting pitcher with track record, for Tommy Edman. I don't care how many home runs he has in April. It's ridiculous.
I'm not as angry about that as you, but if you are like, balling out on pitching and stuff like that, and you need some stolen bases and you need a bat, he's stolen one base. That's going to uptick. The homers might not be real, but he has almost 40-point higher. It's 30 plus expected batting average higher than he's hitting right now. So over 300. His strikeouts are lower. He's barreling. Again, if I'm going to hone in on the things that I like to look at, like what speaks to quality of contact, barrel rate, hard hit, those are both career highs. He's also not striking out and he's getting the ball in the air. I kind of love all of that. And pull side hitters for the right handers in LA is a huge boost. So I actually think you can do this if you're in need of a bat and you've got some depth at pitching. But Joe's not wrong. Gausman looks right again, and that has the potential to be a top like 15, 20 SP. But I think Edman is being kind of underrated in this a little bit.
I'm not saying Edman's not a nice player, but he's not the value of a frontline starter. Okay, he's got 8 home runs and 19 RBI. I just want to let's have a bit of clarity here, just for a moment, okay, about Tommy Edman, who's 29 years old. A nice player, a good player. The career high for Tommy Edman in home runs. Welsh, do you want to guess what it is off the top of your head?
Sure, I'll guess, but I'm going to push back a little bit. I'm going to say 16.
Okay, 13.
Okay,
13.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
He's gotten 8 already.
So the only thing I'm pushing back on is like, okay, if you are buying Tommy Edman because you're like, he has 8 and he's going to have 35. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, don't do that. That's not. But
that's what he has to be for Gausman.
No, he doesn't, because he steals. He stole 27 bases in 2023. He starts stealing again. He gets to 15 homers, 25 stolen bases, 280 average in the Dodgers lineup. You're probably scoring 90 runs, 75 RBI. That's enough for 15 to 20 SP. Now, if you think Gausman's a top 10 SP, then yeah, maybe you do need 25 homers out of Edman and 40 stolen bases, and that's harder. I don't think he's a top 10 SP, though.
Last year, Kevin Gausman, not good, okay? Let's go back to 2021. 192 innings, 227 strikeouts. 2022, 174 innings, 205 strikeouts. 2023, 185 innings, 237 strikeouts. Bro, that is a fantastic pitcher. We're talking about a guy who was having ERAs in the 3s in all of those seasons, the low 3s for the most part. I know last year was not good, but so far this year, he is right back to being that guy. Everything is lining up that way. So I think he's much closer to a top tier 15-ish pitcher than Tommy Edman will ever be close to a top 25, 30 hitter. So I think that's just that's the kind of deal you make when you're buying somebody at a crazy peak that you live to regret 3 weeks later and go, what the hell was I thinking about? Let's get the Thunder Stud. And we can disagree. This is the fun of the show.
No, I'm not.
What do you think, everybody? Totally Gausman or Edman, rest of season? Who's the more valuable fantasy asset? I get it. Edman steals some bases. That's fine. Whatever. I got catcher stealing bases nowadays. It's 2000.
You're like, we could disagree. We could both be right. You diminish my player. What are you, a politician? You're like, yeah, that's fine if you like bad players who don't steal and can't hit. I like players that are elite and the best players in baseball and that have really high IQs. But if you want to be a dumb, stupid idiot, then you can go with Tommy Edman.
Oh, yeah, because Kevin Gausman didn't win a Cy Young in 2022.
He's 35 years old now.
I don't care. Tommy Edman's 29. He's not special.
Young buck.
Tommy Edman's not special. Thunderstud is. Thunderstud, I want to thank you for your question, first of all, in true politician fashion.
No, everybody clap, please. Everybody clap for Thunderstud.
That's the worst thing. I hate when people thank for the question. All that is stalling to answer the question. Just answer the damn question. Matt McClain for Joe Ryan. Which side do you want? 16-team head-to-head points dynasty. Ooh.
I'll go Joe Ryan there. I like pitching in Dynasty for points, or I should just say pitching in points, I think is more valuable. Matt McClain has got strikeout issues. That's going to hurt him a little bit more in a points league. He's younger, and I can see why someone might want to value him across the board, but I think Joe Ryan still has that like SP 25-ish range. Points leagues in favor of pitching. I'm going to go with Joe Ryan.
Our producer, Seth, just put a poll up. You can vote for Edman or Gausman rest of season. Go ahead. Show us what you think. As a fantasy asset, who we'd rather have rest of season.
Do it.
We've both made our arguments there. I almost went full Mad Dog Russo for a second there.
You're going to start being like, everybody.
It's crazy. What are you talking about? Kevin Gausman's been out there for 4 years. He was on a Cy Young. He won a Cy Young, Chris. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there. You know, Tommy Edman got 8 home runs. He never had more than 13 in the whole season. Next thing you know, you think Tommy Edman is Juan Soto? Is that what you think?
It's one of your better ones. Mad Dog Pisapia is one of your better.
Crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. I used to listen to them every day when I come home from school. I couldn't go outside till I did my homework, but I was allowed to listen to the radio, do my homework, and of course I used to choose. Growing up in tri-state area, like in the Mad Dog we're on, I listen every day. And look at me now.
Look at you now,
Mom. Look, Mom. So proud. And I don't have any homework to do. Haha. Who wins? I can't believe this poll is 50-50. People, what are we doing here? Let's go to Raphael, Super Chat.
Edman.
Who should I stream for tonight? Andrew Heaney or David Festa?
I was a little tempted at Festa just because it's the White Sox, and David Festa looked pretty good in his last outing. White Sox strike out like crazy. Who the hell are I don't think the Pirates are the Angels. It's not a bad matchup, but I would go with Festa on this one.
Yeah, crazy. Well, no, I would go with Festa too. It's a fun thing. And I know why he talks that way because it's fun. It's just fun.
What?
That's the only reason.
Your tongue on your...
Okay. It's crazy, Welsh. It's crazy. It's high heat. It's going to get even hotter in here. Just a minute. Ryan Baker, Christian Yelich, or Abreu?
Is that Wilyer Abreu?
Well, it's not Jose.
Christian Yelich. Yeah. Oh, I wonder what he's doing right now. He's probably
sitting on a pile of money, and honestly, he's probably 67 years old now that we realize,
I want to tell you too, by the way, this poll's going to be inflated. I have out the YouTube.
Oh, now who sounds like a politician? Well, this poll's going to be inflated. I just want to let you know. Can't believe these numbers.
I accidentally clicked on Gausman, and it won't let me change it. So just letting you know that you have one extra vote in favor of Gausman, even though it does not represent the Welsh.
Because the better angels of your nature knows I'm right.
It's still 50% though for my Tommy Edman.
Come on, everybody. Come on. Tommy Edman? This guy won a Cy Young a couple years ago. Tommy Edman. God, talk about prisoners of the moment. People, come on. What are we doing?
Everyone loves 35-year-old pitchers who have bad fastballs and can't get the feel.
Fastballs. Nobody's touching that fastball right about now, Welsh. It's been pretty.
It is 230 batting average against. It was 280 last year. So
yeah. I just don't understand how one bad year erases 3 great seasons. Not good, great seasons from Gausman.
I guess. I can't keep arguing it. But you're saying like a race is like
everyone's kissing Cole Reagan's ass. If I told you that those were Cole Reagan stats, you'd be like, yeah, he's so great. When I put the name Kevin Gausman there, you're like, oh, I'm not really.
Yeah, okay, impressed. But Cole Reagan says like
Cole Reagan's.
But Cole Reagan has a dominant fastball. He's like 6 years younger. The slider's crazy. Like he has big strikeout stuff. Like Gausman has there's some diminishment of age that's going on. The split finger is not quite as nasty as it was in years prior. 2022 and 2023 had a 40% or higher whiff rate. Last year, the split finger 33. This year, even worse, 26. He's got to get his whiffs there. He's just I don't think he is the 30-year-old Kevin Gausman anymore. I just think he's a fine pitcher who's bouncing back.
That's fine. I'm just not buying.
Go
8
defend
home
Chris
runs from
Bassett.
Tommy
You weren't
Edman in
defending Chris
April.
Bassett this level.
No, because Chris Bassett doesn't have the track record of Kevin Gausman of being an elite ace. Tommy Edman was a guy that was like, oh yeah, well, Tommy Edman, what do you just pick what glove you want to play? Go play a position, Tommy Edman. We'll just find a way to get you in the
Dodgers. Now it's with the best offense in baseball. The Dodgers scoring runs like crazy.
Lee G, who would you rather drop, David Peterson or Griffin Canning? Met for Met. My God, this is Met on Met crime right now.
Yeah, friends don't let Mets drop Mets.
This is tough. Peterson would be my guess to stick in the rotation longer because he's a lefty. Even when Manaya comes back. But look, Manaya's not close, and Montas is even farther away. So I'd like to hold on to both these guys because Canning's pitched pretty well. What are you smirking about over there, Welsh?
I'm just looking at the poll results.
I'm just
peeking at the poll results was all. That no biggie, no big deal. It's gonna go great whenever Seth wants to end this poll. It's all good by me.
It's fine, whatever. Tommy Edman. I just want to know where's Tommy Edman in your second base ranks rest of season? This is a great question. Back to back has done it. Where is he? Second base.
I have no idea. I have to look at my. I think
I
right
want
now,
you to look at your ranks.
He's probably. I think he's justifying like he's a top 12. Top 12 second. Who are all the second basemen that are higher?
I don't know. I guess I just can't wrap my mind around a guy who is, I don't know, a career like 250 hitter and everyone's like gooing themselves because he's got 8 home runs in April. And that again, that's prisoner of the moment nonsense. That's
I have him 10.
People stepping back.
Actually, before not even adjustment, I have him at 10 in second baseman. I've got him above Bryce Terang, above Jonathan India. I do have him below Bogarts, and you know what? I might fix that.
Oh, yeah,
I might fix that. Make him go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You know what? I love. That's just the best. It's just the best. I love it. I'm looking at Tommy Edman, career 730 OPS, folks. Career 730 OPS. He is what he is.
Let's look at, I'm going to kill myself. Let's look at the now versus the past. That works in favor of Kevin Gausman.
It works in favor of you, but like,
okay, but you're not looking at the past for Gausman. You're only looking at the now for Gausman, not the last season. But Edman, we only care about the previous results.
Thinking, look, I am somebody that is not like, I'm just not giving up pitching that's working right now, that's healthy right now.
But I don't disagree with that. That if you don't have,
we could do a whole 3 hours just on this.
We could.
Michael, what are you talking about? Mike, getting crazy. Mike and the Mad, I'll be right back after this. Call us right now. Let us know.
Now we need them to have. We need to have the showdown. Like we needed the Tommy Edman versus Gausman at bat. I don't know if
this is like
they were going to
play Shannon and Skip. What's
you
Shannon
can be
Sharp up to nowadays? What's he doing today?
What a question. You can be Shannon on this one. Yeah, I think you're more the Shannon for sure.
Depends on how well.
Do you know the recent stuff? Did you say that?
That's why I made the joke.
Sure.
I
didn't know how slick you were.
Yikes! Just yikes! All right, Lee G. Let's get back to business. What is your Casas verdict? Drop, hold, or buy low? I don't mind buying low. The approach is weird this year. That's the only thing I could say. I'm gonna believe in the player that I saw in the minor leagues and the player that I saw 2 years ago. And either, hold him if I've got him or buy low. But what do you think, Welsh? I don't want to drop him. I think that's kind of a weird spot.
I'm
unless you have to. Shallow league, it's fine.
He's struggling, but like in his struggles, underlying profile, and again, not to be like super annoying about it, but like, I'm going to look at a player that has like a good track record and is really sucky right now. It's like, okay, well, like, how does this stack up against like what the hitting profile usually looks like? Guess what? It looks pretty similar, and he's striking out less. So he's really, and whatever you want to say, like in his feels, he just doesn't have it. He's got a sub 200 BABIP. The team, they're behind him. The ballpark is really good. I think he's a hold or some type of a like insanely buy low.
I'm looking at the baseball reference, similar batters to Tommy Edman in their careers, with all the as players and stuff, and the names are pretty hilarious. It's Aledmus Diaz, Jake Cronenworth, Joey Wendell, Brett Laurie, Jerry Hairston. Yeah,
I love Jerry Hairston. Right. I love Scott Hairston when he was a Diamondback. Scott Hairston was the best.
Oh, Seth just said the Mets had a walk-off. We need more information. What happened? I got to know.
They won in the 10th or 11th or whatever it was. So
nice. All right,
Mets win. Let's look. Hey, let's walk off the poll.
Let's hear the Phillies.
Let's walk off this poll. Oh, whoops! Just hit end on accident.
Hold on. That's a sweep of the Phillies. I just want to acknowledge what I said today on leading off, that the Phillies to me look like a team that got punched in the mouth and hasn't gotten up off the mat yet by the Mets last year, and no one's more shocked about it than me as a Mets fan. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this right now.
I dodged a bullet too. They got down 2-0, and I had the first 5 on Philly. Philly tied it, so we just pushed and we kind of walked away from it. That was good. Poll results are in. Good guys 56%, bad guys 43%. Somehow we're missing a percent according to the polls, but the good guys win. Tommy Edman 56%. I don't know how could there be so many dumb people in the chat, Joe? How could the masses agree on Tommy Edman?
They're not dumb. They're just prisoners of the moment. Tommy Edman won't have 8 home runs the rest of the season.
I will take that bet. I'll take that bet.
Let's go.
I will take that bet.
Rest of season, 8
starting
home runs.
Starting today, 8 more homers. I'm on that bet.
God. All right, let's go to
shave your
Moon
eyebrows
Rock.
if you're wrong.
No, that's not a good look.
Okay.
That'll look like Lady Gaga then. What's a player to target with Lee and Mize in OBP? What's a player to target with Lee and Mize in OBP? I don't understand.
Who the hell is Lee?
I don't know. Derek Lee?
You guys got to give the name. You guys, we had that in the Discord. Someone's like, "Would you do this player for Kirby?" And I'm like, "I'm not dropping this guy for George Kirby."
Williams
and they're like,
Johnson?
"Well, Kirby Yates." Who is Lee?
Marte singled, drove in the run. There you go. Love this. Love the live. Can't get enough of it. All right, let's go to Way's question here. I have Casas Jung-Hoo Lee. Well, I don't know what the answer.
I don't even remember what the question was now. Unfortunately,
it didn't make sense. Either way. Which 2 should I keep? One should I trade? Casas, Berger, Kurtz. I'm keeping Kurtz. I think Casas has the most trade appeal, and
Kurtz has the most trade appeal, 100%.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to trade him. Of the remaining guys,
I don't think the other 2 have any trade appeal. Unfortunately, I think it's Kurtz has the trade appeal. The other 2,
I think there's a lot of Red Sox fans, and I think there's a lot of people who still like Casas as a young slugger who could turn things around. I'm telling you, there's artificial buy lows. This is what I talked about with Rafael Devers, and no one wanted to listen to me then, right? Oh, you had 2 home runs in a game against the freaking Cardinals, the worst pitching staff in the game, and we're all supposed to do, handstands about it. No, he's terrible. He's been terrible all year. Where is Devers today? Let's get a Devers OPS number and a Devers batting average.
Take a guess. No, you take a guess. I'm going to look it up. You don't say. You give me average homers and OPS.
Well, I know he's got a couple homers already, so I don't think he's got more than the 2 that he had that weekend, though. So I'm going to say 2.
Okay.
I'm going to say he's hitting 227, and I'm going to say the OPS is 710.
Were you looking? You're pretty damn close.
No.
2 homers, 209 with a 697 OBP. But
209?
He does have.
What was the OPS?
697. So you were pretty close. You were.
So I gave him batting average and OPS.
But I will say this: Rafael Devers currently has career highs in barrel percentage, in exit velocity, average exit velocity, launch angle sweet spot. He's hitting XBA of 258 and a career high 62% hard hit rate and a career walk percentage right now.
Who so like about? Devers?
This is Devers. Like Devers has got some crazy underlying stuff, but the bat is slower, and I don't know if he's going to catch back up. But I don't know. I don't know if that's as much of a win as you're saying, but I know what you're.
I don't know, man. Feels like a win right now. Feels like if you trade him off that weekend, like I told you to, we did okay.
My favorite new bit is all of the Lees that people are putting in the chat. The one that had me laughing was Kyle, Muhammad A, and then Lee. We've got. I'm not on here, so I can't put them up. But Marcus Lee, a good shout out, former Jags wide receiver, LSU. Anders Lee of the Islanders, and of course Bruce Lee. So we have some great Lees that these all possibilities they could be. And I just undid my mic or my head.
All right. But going back to this Casas Berger Kurtz question, I think Casas has trade value in the market. Kurtz is the guy I want to keep, and I think you're just kind of stuck with Berger right now. That's what I think.
I think you said that pretty well. I mean, I just, again, I don't think you can get anything for anybody but Kurtz, and you don't really want to probably trade him unless someone wants to go berserk.
Anders Lee of the Islanders.
That's what I was just saying.
There's a poll. That is a poll one.
Oh, Getty Lee from Rush.
Yeah. I don't like Rush. I'm a big classic.
We have Lee G in the chat. Maybe it was Lee
G. Cliff Lee was a solid Lee. It's a real solid Lee.
Any other Lees?
We need more Cliff Lees. That's what we need. Joe, I have Christian Campbell. Do I drop Marcus Semien? I feel like the name brand value has some artificial, at least buy low potential in the market. I think you can get a pitcher for Marcus Semien that's useful. If right now, let's say you love Christian Campbell, Marcus Semien has nowhere at the end, right? And I offered you, I'm trying to think of like Clay Holmes for Marcus Semien. Would you take that?
Probably not.
Like, I don't want to drop Simeon. I'd rather have a.
But is that
Holmes.
what he's asking? Is he's like, hey, I have Campbell. Do I drop Marcus Simeon, or is he saying, do I drop Campbell for? No,
he's saying I have Christian Campbell. Can I just get rid
why?
of
Christian Campbell also qualifies in the outfield. He should, or at least he should in some spots. Like, I'm just not dropping Marcus Simeon. Not happening. Not doing it.
Lee, we make Lee happy.
So, Jeremy Lin, Lee. They tried to do the. I like you guys. You're trying to do that.
Now look, don't leave on a high note. You got to Costanza a little bit here. Joey Cannoli, upstate New York here. Go to Brooklyn to get cannolis. That's right. So you got to go to Brooklyn to get the cannoli. In Jersey, there's some good spots too. I got to say, Jersey pizza, especially over the last 20 years, gotten really good.
Let's shout out the place you guys went to. Was it Little Miss? What was the bakery you guys came out here in Arizona?
Oh God, what was the name? I'm trying to remember.
Come on, let's do some payola so I can get some free cannolis.
Daddy's Bakery, Daddy's Baker. I think it was.
That's not bad. That's not getting me any free foods. So
I'm sorry. Cousin Donnie would know. Let's go Athletics. Bash the quadruplets. Rooker, Soderstrom, Kurtz. Raining baseballs in Sacramento. Like fantasy baseball Bible school is just having fun in the middle of the afternoon.
It's 5:00 somewhere. Why was Rooker on there twice?
Happy hours definitely hit. Requiem. I'm being offered Bregman for Jazz in my 14-team head-to-head Cats league. I'm almost tempted because Jazz has this all or nothing approach this season. Do I take it or hold on to the Jazz? Bregman or Jazz rest of season? Welsh.
Jazz. What do you mean? This season he has this all or nothing approach. This is Jazz. You got to know what you're in for with Jazz. I made Joe put him on, I think last week's buy video that we were talking about. I think the discourse around him is intense and I understand it. He does have swing and miss problems, but he also puts up absolutely absurdo stats. And you're talking category. I love Bregman. I think Bregman has not hit his stride in Boston. If you want more consistency, you want batting average with some decent homers, then you can go that direction. But Jazz, whether he's hitting 2 or 5, he's going to be in an RBI opportunity. And I don't think he's going to hit under 200 the whole year. Maybe I'm wrong. You should always go with your gut. But the stolen bases in category are so highly in favor of Jazz. I think he'll get right.
I would take Jazz too. And I'm not a Jazz guy. You know that. I like Jazz. I don't love Jazz. But I would take Jazz. Henry. Y'all talked about sell high on Story, but who are some of the potential targets for him? Okay, so let's talk about that. That's a good question. So when
Tommy Edman,
Tommy Edman
or Trevor Story rest of season.
But holy, Jesus, it's Tommy Edman. Did I miss something? The last 5 years of the Tommy Edman became a superstar, rock star guy that we're going to talk about.
World Series MVP, no big deal.
Well, Luis Sojo had a good World Series too, so we should be gushing over
World Series MVP, 8 homers in the season. I'm just saying,
don't make me start pulling out World Series MVPs.
It's not too shabby. So I will say this: I brought up Story to Joe. It wasn't like Joe's pick. I brought him up, and it was mainly because it's like everything is so absurd with what he's doing. There's a lot of things that support it, but if you want to take a look at a player that always gets hurt at all times, plus them having a lot of guys behind him, I think with what he's doing and the narrative that the Red Sox are putting out there, they're like, we think he could be 30-30. It's worth looking into. What are the targets? This, unfortunately, to me, is similar to a couple things we've talked about where I'm forgetting the player we just talked about, where it was someone was like, what can I get for da-da-da? And it's like, well, sometimes it's team context. I don't really know. It depends if you've got Red Sox fans in there, if you've got people that really believe, because I would like to get something like, all jokes aside, something like a Tommy Edman, or I would look at consolidating to a guy like a Casey Mize if I could, or even a Brandon Pfaadt. But if he works out, Trevor Story, he could be a 30-30 guy. That's why we drafted him. That's why I talked about him in the preseason. Hey, he's worth taking in the 220s because he could be a 2020 guy. But things are so high right now with the injury risk. If you can have someone overpay, I don't want to pay equal value or sell for equal value. I want someone to give me Brian Wu or Joe Ryan. I want someone to overpay for Trevor Story, and then I'll shoo him off. That's my take. Would you
take Bubic for him?
See, I think that's even value. Like maybe if I'm really depleted in my pitching, maybe.
I'm trying to think of like some pitchers that are in this range of like, okay, they might be available where people might not be buying them. To Bubic, Brady Singer, Jack Flaherty. Those are 3 names I'll throw
Flaherty, I would. I don't think I would with the others. I want someone to be like, oh, hey, I'm super concerned about Chris Sanchez now, and I go and I take a little shot and I get Chris Sanchez, or like, Bryce Miller's a little like that's the type of trade that I want to do.
All right. Also, don't forget, make sure you are subscribing to the channel, like the stream, and drop your comments below because the winner is going to get a Nico Horner jersey this month. That's right. Nico Horner himself signed.
Look at
We
that.
got to get a non-Cub giveaway soon.
I
Just
know.
saying, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below, and thanks to our friends at pristineauction.com, you might be the winner of this Nico Horner jersey, but don't forget to turn your notifications on, ring the bell till it goes ding, so you know if you are the big winner and you never miss a piece of content here on the channel. Let's get to some more questions.
You
This is
know,
the most fun I've had on a Q&A in a long time.
we're having a great time. I will say this,
is great.
but before we get to the next question, we do have another giveaway. I have here. I think once Chris Sale gets hot again, we have another Chris Sale item to give away that would be shipped from me, just like the Chris Sale jersey was from FanFest. So we can get a non-Cubs item, but maybe when Chris Sale starts rocking, we have to figure it out for, maybe next month or something. Maybe. Good idea for it.
Let's go to Boone Wife. Is Machado or Freeman and Joe Ryan? I'm sorry. Is Machado for Freeman and Joe Ryan a fair trade?
No, I don't think so. I think Freeman and Joe Ryan's a little lopsided. Freeman and Machado, you could just kind of like Machado's up a little bit, but you could cross cancel. Why are you also giving up Joe Ryan? Or I guess if you're getting Joe Ryan, then that's better for your side.
I'm all for the Gausman Edman updates. I'm all for that. Like,
we need a super cut. So we're going to put too much work on our guys. We need like a super cut of our argument that's 1 minute, and then we can attach a board to it, and we can do it on leading off. That would be fun.
I mean, look, again, the power is this is where I'm getting at. Is he a nice player? Sure. Is he a great player? No. Is he a top 100 player? Oh.
I think you're coming at it a little bit more pointsy because you're like, well, I got to get all the points from power. And it's like, I don't really care if he hits 18 or 20
points. Like, that's why I also value the pitching. I mean, have we not seen these guys dropping left and right every single year? Gausman goes out there and makes 30 starts for better or worse.
But in a points league, this argument is different. But my argument is like Tommy Edman is like a 5 category player right now on the best team in baseball. But if you're talking about a points league where the stolen bases matter a little bit less, and then the pitching is more highly valued, sure, 100% that moves. So I think there's a little bit of a disconnect there.
I want to see in 2024, this time last year, who the major league leaders were in home runs. How do I find that? Because I always like to do that. Because I always think that's one of those things that you go back in time and then you go, oh, right.
I just will once again say, though, I think that you're very focused on like the homers with Tommy Edman.
But I don't think the homers is what's inflating Tommy Edman. A guy who hits 13 homers every year and hits 260 is not like, just because he steals 27 bases, like, all right, that's
to your point. He's not stealing a bunch of bases, and if he had like 3 homers and 1 stolen base, it would be a little bit down. But he is hitting really well.
Oh, Welsh. Oh, the names on this list now. Some usual suspects for sure. Edward Julian, 7 homers last year in 2024 April. Ooh, that's a good one. Like that one.
Like
CJ Abrams had 6. Michael Busch had 6. Casas had 6. Colton Cowser had 6.
Some good players in there.
Names. Some fun names. Some fun names.
Some very good players too. Just pointing out.
Too. Yeah, and Mike Trout had 9 in April last year. Just want to remind everybody. That was the last we saw.
Mike Trout. Kevin Gausman or Mike Trout rest of season?
Oh, Gausman, he's gonna play.
Oh my god!
Whatever, dude. I mean, I don't wish this.
Whatever, dude.
I'm like, it's like the people keep trying to tell me, "Oh no, DeGrom's gonna be fine." I'm like, okay. It's like, give me Spencer Strider any day of the week over DeGrom.
That again.
But that wasn't ADP. That was not even close at ADP. They were 10 spots apart.
Yeah. They were a lot more than that for a long time. I mean, Spencer Strider was also back on the IL.
They were 10 pitchers apart.
Yeah,
they were.
They were more.
30.
There was a point where like Edman.
By the time we got the draft season, it got it got a little tight.
The last week it got closer. But there were times where it was like DeGrom was like 10 or 11, and Strider was like in the 30s. So again, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. It's just a little different conversation of being like, well, I'll take Strider over DeGrom than it is like I think Mike Trout. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Gausman Trout one is a lot closer too, but I will also take Mike Trout.
Sean Santos, Grant Holmes, or Gavin Williams. It's Gavin Williams for me, and it's not close.
Yes, sir. Gavin Williams.
Not close.
I like Gavin Williams last outing a lot, by the way.
Story or Neto rest of season? Life with Fife. That's his fun.
Ooh.
I like Neto, and you do too. You're a Neto guy.
I'm a Neto guy. I'm going to go. This is going to be weird saying it right now because like Trevor Story looks like a 30-30 guy and Neto's hitting a $1.54, but I'm going to go with Neto here because, like he is an optimizer of his stats and, big barrel. He's getting the ball in the air like crazy. His XBA is like over 100 points higher than his average. I'm going to go with Neto, even though it doesn't tell the story.
Fantasy Football Bible School is definitely having a good time here. Dropping super chats. Imagine having puppets of Joey P and Welsh doing a ventriloquist show. If the A's make the playoffs, let's make this happen. Let's go A's. I'm good. You know what? Maybe this should be the 30,000 mark because they sell those puppets you can make of yourselves, and we should just do the whole show with the puppets. Like we just get below the desk and just do the whole show as puppets. I'm a big Muppet kid. I grew up with the Muppets. Big fan. If only we had Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder.
You know what we need?
With the A's hitting. Yeah, I know,
we need to get puppets of us.
School, you're living your best life today.
Yeah, this is a great idea. We need to get puppets made of us, and we need it to be funded. And then what we'll do is you and I can sell. We'll just do private videos for people if they want like puppet.
Wow, this sounds like the weirdest OnlyFans ever.
I think it'd be great. We'll just like little private shows with the puppets.
Fantasy baseball videos.
Hey yo!
Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. No one is going to sleep tonight. Also, there's more reads somewhere. Let's talk about my playbook because we're way past the reads because I lost my crap earlier in the show. Manage your fantasy baseball lineups and dominate your leagues with my playbook at Fantasy Pros, the greatest suite of powerful tools you'll ever find to help you make better decisions, manage your lineups, and win your leagues. Import your team to get custom fantasy baseball news, rankings, and analysis. Sync your leagues today at fantasypros.com/MLB or download the Fantasy Baseball My Playbook app right now. Do it. All right, let's get to more questions here. We've got EA all day, friend of the show. Drop Tyler O'Neill for Chandler Simpson. Here we go. You want to do this? Head-to-head
Drop
Cats,
Tyler
OPS.
O'Neill for OPS roster.
My
is light on
steals, heavy on power. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I think you just answered it yourself. If you're
would you drop
light
O'Neill
on steals,
or Soler?
I would drop Soler. Yeah, now looking at that, that's a good call. I would drop Soler. Yeah. So keep Tyler O'Neill.
EA. There you go.
Do it.
All right, let's get another one. Austin Hayes or Dylan Cruz rest of season. Dylan Cruz for me, Joe.
Cruzy, baby. Cruz is coming back, man. We're getting there.
Because look, Chandler Simpson or Dylan Cruz. There's another one here. So,
crap.
Cruz.
Yeah, it's Dylan Cruz. Yeah, well, I mean, the argument too was like this is like a 5-tool guy. He's hitting closer to the top of the lineup. He seems to be kind of figuring things out right now. Jalen Simpson's going to steal a boatload more bases, but from a 5-category standpoint, I think he will win that. Dylan Cruz.
There's obviously, Lee is trolling us here. Neto or Edman or Gausman. Rank them. Go ahead.
Ooh.
I'll do it. Gossman, Neto.
Yeah.
Edman.
I wonder what Joe's going to say. I wonder what Joe's going to say at the top.
What is he going to say?
I think I would go. I think right now I'm going to go Edman, Gausman, Neto. But they're all pretty close.
I want to look at the Tommy Edman baseball savant page. I want to see how red it is. Oh my God, it's so red.
On whose?
Tommy Edman.
Isn't it pretty?
Speed.
Look at all
everything
that.
except the bat speed and the walk rate. Which
are you a bull?
Low.
Do you see the red and then your horns come out and you try to attack everybody because you see all that beautiful red on Tommy Edman's baseball savant page?
I just don't buy that it's sustainable. I've seen Tommy Edman enough in my career and in his career, both of our careers, to know what Tommy Edman is. He's a nice player. He is not a league-winning player. I'm not saying Kevin Gausman is at this point, but
I didn't say he's a league winner either, though. I just said I think contextually, I think Tommy Edman, trading Gausman for Tommy Edman makes a decent amount of sense.
We got a couple questions about Dylan Moore. So does Dylan Moore have any sell high value right now, Welsh?
I don't think he has the value. That's should you sell on him? Yeah, I'd consider it. He is hitting the ball a decent amount better. Strikeouts are down. Expected batting average is saying there's some sustainability for it. But I don't think he has any value. I don't think anybody covets him. So I would rather just hold on to him to see if it keeps going.
Van Rod, Schmidt, Raup, or Kelly rest of season?
Is that Merle Kelly?
I guess. It's not Jason Schmidt. Remember Jason Schmidt?
I met you. You want to know something? I used to work for a sports authority.
We're those two guys now who just say names of old players.
You look like Jason Schmidt. So when I was when I was first starting my career in radio, I was like a schleppy radio person. We had to have another job because they paid you awful. So I worked at a sports authority, and I met multiple athletes there. Jason Schmidt came in, and I grew up in the Bay Area, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've loved watching you. And he was one of the nicest athletes I've ever.
He looks like
a
tough
met.
guy.
He looks like he'd be mean. He
does look a little mean.
He talked with me for 10 minutes. We talked about the Bay Area. He wanted to. I was like, "Whoa, don't you have to leave?" He was so nice. I love Jason Schmidt. Jason Schmidt, number one on this list. But I would go with. I'll go with Clark on this one too. Clark, Raup, and then Kelly because I'm done with Merle.
Merle's done. Poor Merle.
No
Poor
Merle.
Merle. All right, here, Joe
Jason
asking
Schmidt.
Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones rest of season. You know,
Easy.
I know you're gonna say Breaking Bad is your favorite.
Breaking Bad's my number one.
See, Breaking Bad, Cranston's amazing. It has some really high points. Giancarlo Esposito is great,
incredible.
But there's so many low points. There's a low point. I don't forget what season it was where I just wanted to stop watching. Where I was
See,
like, I hate these people outside of Cranston, and I just want him to get out of this marriage and stop being like. I just hated it so much.
Well, someone that's got out of a marriage, you're like, you got to get out of this, buddy. Like, let me give you some advice.
Well, I mean, no, even years later, I know because I didn't watch it when it happened. I watched Breaking Bad over, I think it was like around COVID time because I had never seen it. So my
only quick retort to that, and you can have your feelings, however, is this is the only show to me that never had a low point. And because like I love Lost, I love Dexter. Dexter season 4 is one of the best seasons of any television ever. It never had a low point. It's the best show from start to finish, except then they did that abomination of El Camino, that garbage show with the kid that was fat. It was just a piece of crap. All the fun. No, the weird dude who's like the great actor who's married.
You didn't watch Last Kingdom yet, did you?
No, I haven't watched Last Kingdom. Game of Thrones is great,
Kingdom, best series ever. Last Kingdom. Peaky Blinders might be number 2.
Peaky Blinders is pretty great.
It's stunningly good, and there's zero letdown in that.
Blinders.
I love the Peaky Blinders. I do. CD24 was an Kevin Gausman or John Westberg. Which one you want there, Tommy?
Which one, Joe?
I almost wore my Shelby Company shirt today. Instead, I wore I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, I'd like one of those. I could see you like doing the like fedora thing or whatever it's called.
Oh, that's a good look. Fedoras were good looks for me. I can tell you right now.
Yeah. I was into it when I was younger. Triple H did them. I actually had purchased the Triple H one with the logo on it. I owned that and wore it when I was a kid. I still like Jordan Westberg. So this is a toss up. It's like what you need. You
for me.
Do it.
That's what it is. I never saw the Elk. I'm glad you gave it a bad review because now I don't feel like I'm.
Oh, it's awful. It's horrible.
It's trash fest. All right. RM 12 team head-to-head points. I need to drop one. Kybert Ruiz, Augustine Ramirez, or Kurtz. Who do I drop? My goodness, Welsh.
Mike Gibbert. Yeah.
It's gotta be Ruiz here. Just joining, Jay Keefe. Wanted to get your two's thoughts on Sandy Alcantara and Robbie Ray rest of season. Both struggling a bit for me. Who turns it around first? Sandy
Alcantara. That would be my bet. Robbie Ray just doesn't look like that version we were seeing in spring. Sandy's still rusty, obviously coming back. The results are not there. I hate it, but he does have an almost like it's like a 2.5 run expected ERA lower. I think he's going to get right, and I also think he's going to get traded, and it's going to make his value even better.
Yeah, he's definitely getting traded. Andrew, rank these: Adames, Walker, Vientos. Rest of the season.
Christian Walker, I assume.
Or Luke Skywalker.
Do you want me to start?
Or the Texas Ranger. Yeah, you start. Go ahead.
Okay. I will go that order. Maybe Walker overtakes Adames, but we're not quite there. Did have a 3-for-3 game, I think, yesterday.
I like Walker as a buy low. Talked about on the trade video. For more of that, go watch on the YouTube channel. I will still go Adames, then Vientos and Walker. Because Walker is getting
Vientos
older.
over Walker.
I'm a Vientos guy. You know that.
And so it's bad when Walker's old, but it's not bad if Gausman's old. Even though Walker had great years. Okay.
He did, but I'm not saying it because he's old. I'm saying it because the profile now.
I'm just gaslighting. Is all
I know, but it's good. Bacon or sausage? Life with Fife.
I like both. Not really in either one. I guess
you're not
sausage.
a meat guy. He's not a meat guy.
Sausage
is more of a vegetarian. I'm crispy bacon when it's right is the best. But far too often
that video. Have you ever seen that video of the guy who it's the pig that had like lost its back legs and had to put like the wheels on it, and they named it Crispy Bacon, Bacon, and the guy just absolutely loses it. It's actually one of my favorite videos. You ever need a good laugh? You just watch it and it just cheers up your day.
All right, Manzardo or Aranda from Matt D.
Ooh. Aranda for me, even though I'm kind of selly on Aranda, his profile is so ridiculous right now. He's hitting cleanup. I would go Aranda.
RG just sneaking under the wire with the super chat. Neto got dropped before his IL activation. Have Tovar on the IL. Perdomo is holding down shortstop. How much do I bid on Neto at $100 budget?
Pending I always have a struggle with this one, pending what your guys' leagues look like. Someone dropped, it was like Luis Robert, or no, it was like a pitcher, Bybee, and they were like, do I drop 100 of my 100 fab? And it's like, no. I wouldn't like to. This situation, because he's struggling, 40 maybe,
wow, that's even higher than I thought it would.
But I'm saying like Is your league like super crazy about any pickups? Are there other great pickups out there? You could go as low as like 25, but if you want to secure
I was thinking
it,
more in the 25 to 30 range. Yeah.
so you know what? Do this. If you're thinking like 25 and 30, go to 35. Go in between both of ours because it's a little bit more than what our immediate first reaction was, and that can maybe assure that you get them.
For all of our immediate reactions, watch us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place to be every single day for leading off live. And of course, if you miss us there, you can always watch us on demand on the YouTube channel, FantasyPros MLB. When you subscribe and drop a comment below this video or any video, you might win the Nico Horner jersey, thanks to our good friends at Pristine Auction. And don't forget, make your life easier. Use the tools at My Playbook today to make you a better fantasy baseball player. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Bye, Tommy Edman. I love you.
Gausman.
I hope he hits 5 home runs today.
I hope he does. I hope Gausman strikes out 11 in his next start.
Oh, boy. So fun.
They're so amazing.